Hey gents, today we're going to talk about Taft. I've had these boots and these shoes for over a year. These have become heavy in my rotation. I know I say that about many shoes, but you can tell on the wear of both of these that it is definitely the case. And it's because I get a lot of questions about them, but also this is a unique shoe. It's a flannel wool lined shoe. And while I really have come to love Chelsea boots, I talked about that in my Thursday boots review, these ones having their Spanish heritage and more elegant look to them have become my go-to over the Thursday boots for a couple of reasons. And let's talk about why. So I'll put links below to the shoes so you can check them out. This video is not sponsored. I have an affiliate link, but I would not recommend these if I didn't think they were great, no matter what. So let's get into the Chelsea boots first. So these are the Jude Chelsea boot from Taft. I unboxed these about a year ago, and they've changed the model a little bit now that the sole has kind of the indented rubber versus these rubber soles here. And what I really like about these is at $250, these are just slightly nicer than the Thursdays to warrant the price. They have a Blake stitch construction, which can still be resoled, but the elegant toe shape on this is really what makes a difference for me. The Thursdays are a little bit big and clunky and heavy, and these are a little bit lighter weight. The suede has a nicer color to it, and the toe shape is a little bit more elegant. So I've worn these with trousers before, and I really like the look with trousers, with jeans, basically with anything. And the fact that it's a Chelsea boot means it's slip-on. It's very easy. It stands out just a little bit more, so you have this kind of elevated look, but it can be worn with pretty much anything. The caveat with this versus the Thursday boots that I talked about is that this suede is a little bit more delicate, and I would do some suede, like weatherproofing on these. The suede on the Thursdays was like a weather waterproof suede, which can go through anything. And this is a little bit more refined, and you can definitely see like the Spanish heritage and the European heritage in this boot versus the Thursdays. But it has not had the issue that I did with the Thursdays where the bottom kind of dropped out on those. These ones are still just as comfortable as when I took them out of the box, and I really appreciate that for as much as I've worn them. And so these have become like my go-to Chelsea boot whenever I want to pull out a Chelsea boot. I think suede is great for 3 out of the 4 seasons, basically everything but winter. But overall, really happy with these Taft ones. And at $250 for a company that does free shipping and exchanges, all that stuff, really good value. Then we have the Kennedy shoe, and probably the shoe that I was most concerned about trying to work into my wardrobe because I wanted something different. I actually ordered Undandy shoes that were leather but gray because I want this aesthetic and color, but I've been surprised how often you can really pull these off. They work well with any dark wash jeans. You can throw them in, and also with like lighter chinos. Khaki chinos work really well with these, some navy chinos, but for it being this kind of derby style, but it has that European kind of toe shape that I really like. Same thing on this one. And Blake construction, resolable, really nice. And these also come, I think these come in at $235 and extremely comfortable as well, right out of the box. And so it really, Taft makes some crazy looking shoes, and including boots that have the wool flannel and then like toe caps that are the leather, right? And then they just have their traditional styles that you can pick up as well. But I'm really pleased with how these have worn over the last year, the construction on these. I think the price it's a really nice sweet spot on price because you are getting that Blake stitch resole. And I'll point you at the video that I did with Trenton and Heath where we talked about the difference between Blake stitch and Goodyear welted construction, and the fact that both of them are resolable. The Goodyear welted maybe a little bit more, but I mean realistically these are going to be, you can see that because they're not leather, they haven't kind of aged the same way that some leather would. It's kind of aged in a very unique way where I can see the creases from wearing it, but they're just a very cool casual shoe. I wouldn't try and pull these off in any sort of like business formal environment, but business casual, these are a great way to step up from like a sneaker, but also not blend in like something from Allen Edmonds. And it's just a really cool sneaker from Taft. So I see Taft do really cool shoes all the time. I have their minimalist white sneaker that is a really good value as well. I'll put a link to that video below where I talked about those shoes. And so, Taft I think is really killing it, and they're one of these direct-to-consumer brands that are, I think, doing everything right. And so I'll put links below so you can check out the shoes. And if you have any questions about Taft, these are only 2 shoes I have now, but maybe I'll pick something up for their fall collection, or maybe in the spring. They had some really cool loafers last year, but you know, always looking forward to kind of expanding the collection and making sure I get to experience all these brands and shoes to let you guys know. And listen, I'm gonna get to Cobbler Union. It seems like a huge oversight that it's been this long, but there's several brands you guys recommend, and I love the fact that you do. And I always note down, like, gotta review this brand. And so I'm looking forward to bringing some more stuff to you guys, as you always request the best stuff. I'll see you down in the comments, and you can reach out at _Kavalier on Twitter and Instagram. Until next time, gents, this is the Kavalier.